Dave Nerona. He's a pro-adventure athlete.
You just like the title.
I'd love a business card with that on it. That is a new electric
dirt bike.
Dirt bike. I guess they call them dirt bikes.
Well, they do call them dirt bikes, don't they, Dave?
They do.
But it's so quiet.
It's very quiet. It makes, I would say it makes less noise than my mountain bike because it doesn't have the gears changing and all that sort of stuff.
Now, you're the BC distributor for this.
That's right.
What happened is that you came across the technology and you said, this is brilliant, I got to do something.
I actually met Neil Saki, the inventor of this. He worked for a mountain bike company, and then he's also a NASA scientist. And he showed me this. He showed me this bike, and I said, "You have to let me promote this bike up here because I think it's such a great idea. Yeah. It's no noise, zero emissions, and it's fun."
And do you think it'll appeal to people? Because I think, dirt bikes are known for being so loud.
Isn't, in a weird way, that part of the appeal for the people that like the sport?
Yeah, I mean, it's for everybody because even when dirt bikers first see this bike, they go, "It's not a dirt bike," and it really isn't like a full-on motocross.
Right.
But it's a halfway between a mountain bike and a dirt bike, so it's a totally different demographic as well.
But it can go uphill. It can do the heavy-duty stuff.
It has the torque of a trials motorbike, which can go up anything. The torque of an electric motor. Few people know that the electric motor is one of the most has the most torque of most motors.
Okay.
You could put two people, like you and I could both go on this, and it wouldn't change the power output of the bike.
Okay.
Whereas on a motor, or like on an engine with a gasoline engine, it would. And so it's very unique. And a lot of the things about this is just showing people because they have these sort of preconditioned notions of an electric motor can't do this, and what happens if you run out of power.
Why did it take someone so long to come up with this then? If this electrical motor has all these great properties.
Actually, they've been working on it for a long time, but what's kept the price sort of not within reach is that the batteries have been very expensive.
Right.
And just in the last few years, the battery technology has come down where a new bike like this costs about $7,000, whereas 3 years ago it would be up around $12,000.
Okay, so how far does it go on one charge?
It will go 65 kilometers on a single charge.
And how long does it take to charge?
And it takes 2 hours to charge it from zero right to a full charge.
Is it a plug-in?
You just plug it. It actually comes with a charger because it has to be cycled through the charger.
Okay.
So that's how it gives its power properly.
Okay.
But it takes, so you just plug it in. You get home and it's got a little plug around the side.
Right, and this is the actual battery right here, right?
And the actual battery is right here.
Okay.
And it just slides out. The battery weighs 45 pounds. So when the battery's out of the bike actually only weighs about 85 pounds. So you can lift it into a minivan very easily.
Right.
And you slide the battery in. And it doesn't have any gears or a clutch. It has a front and rear brake, just like a mountain bike. And
but is that unusual for a dirt bike to not have the gears and the clutch and all that?
It does. In fact, actually, what's new to dirt biking is they have centrifugal clutches that people are putting on because when you're riding in the trails, having to clutch, it's sort of like being in traffic with a 5-speed.
Yeah,
it's better to have an automatic.
Control over that, right?
So, exactly. Dave, this is not street legal yet, but one would presume you're going to try and get that qualification.
Right. They'll have an on-road version of this bike coming out in September, which will have lights and panniers, and then we'll work on getting all the things that needs to go through. It just needs to actually go through to make sure that it's roadworthy.
But let me ask you this question. If it makes no noise,
yeah, exactly.
Then it becomes somewhat of a hazard to motorists who are used to the sound of motorcycles. That means they kind of clue into where motorcycles are from the sound. This makes no noise.
Right, and I think to answer your question, the best way is it only is because we haven't experienced electric vehicles in the past, and so as we experience more of them, we become more aware of just seeing things.
Yeah.
And it's the same with this. Usually, you associate everything with speed with noise, and so when you get on this bike and you go that fast, you're like you don't even realize how fast you're going because there's no noise.
But there is an awareness factor here. Like when you get on it, you probably do have to be a little bit more aware to begin with. People won't hear you. People don't see you, especially if you're dirt biking off in the woods or something.
Make your own noise.
You need to be,
You can do that.
We're thinking of having a dirt bike noise in an iPod, so you can ride along and you can hear the noise, but no one else needs to hear it.
All right, why don't you go ahead and take another ride there for us?
Give people a little demonstration of how it zooms in.
Right.
Goes from 0 to 50 in what?
And it's on. It goes 0 to 50 in 2 seconds.
Wow.
But, I've set it to slow now, so it actually you can just literally ride around in circles.
Okay.
And
I love that.
when people think, well, it won't do anything, it'll go up and over curbs easy.
like that. It sounds like a regular bicycle when you hear that going by.
No, I would put a couple of baseball cards in the spokes.
Or a bell on the front of it.
Yeah.
Dave, thank you very much. And for more information about the bike, people could check out our website, which is citytv.com/BT Vancouver. Thanks very much for bringing that out here. Let's go outside to Dawn.
Thanks, guys. We do have a collision. Arthur Lang Bridge northbound in the weather.